So I want to just do a little catch-up journey with you all. So not a real teaching, more of a, hmm, here's what it's like to be me. And maybe that will help you be you. Um, so today's Sunday, last Monday, I would say I had my low point of my illness, my disease, which both mine and Mark's minds are blown by the fact that that's only 6 days ago. Um, and I was feeling very unwell and then facing chemotherapy on top of feeling so very unwell and expecting that to be difficult and hard to deal with. But somehow what happened instead was that in the hour and a half of receiving the treatment, somehow my body shifted. Something shifted into less pain, less tension, less fear. And strangely, it seemed like almost immediately um, something healing was coming, something was entering. Um, that was Monday. By Wednesday morning, I'm headed home. Uh, by Wednesday afternoon, I'm outside pulling weeds in the garden. Um, by Thursday, I'm packing to come home to Alaska. I'm packing. I took my time and went very gently with myself, but Mark's doing his packing Friday. We're heading towards the airport. Friday, my phone blows up as we expected it would. And from every corner, hearing voices and messages and seeing messages that say, all shall be well. And all was well on the plane. Um, there was a medical incident on the plane, and it wasn't me. They called the paramedics for somebody else. Um, get off the plane on Friday. By last night, Saturday night, I'm out seeing my favorite band of all time, Last Train, who are my dear friends, and dancing. Mark was there. And the question is how? It's not a question, it's an inquiry, it's a wondering, it's how can this possibly be? And what is a miracle, really? This story that I'm telling is not, hey, there's no cancer left in my body. That's not the story that I'm telling here. The miracle is that something beyond my comprehension happens. And that what it has to do with is simply my ability to open to it. I didn't do anything. I can imagine, I mean, these are the stories we hear, the things we watch, and we get amazed by the people who overcome their situation, overcome their illness, the ones who win, the ones who live, the ones who go cancer free, all of that. And we want to say what's special about them or figure out what's special about them. Why do they get to figure it out? Why do they feel the way they do? So it has been, I don't know how many times Mark has looked at me in the last 24, 36 hours and shaken his head and said, how can this be from there? And he had to watch me, so it's scarier for him. How can this be from there to here, where we are now? So this morning at church, I went to church too, and I went to the hospital to be with my friend. Um, I said, I figured out how to open. There is some open channel. And it has to open in me first. And it opens in all of the ways you guys are experiencing it open in me. I ask. Or somebody comes up with a great idea, like Meg saying, getting on my caring bridge, and she goes, "Do you know how many people are visiting that?" I said, "No, I have no idea." She said, "If we can harness that amount of love and shoot it towards you all at once, what might happen?"
Mm.
And then beyond that, somehow it gets out to Mark's colleagues at the hospital, professionals, not us spiritual types, professionals who start sending me this prayer, this message. Some of them chanting it, not saying once, bravely praying it to me. And so you can imagine the overwhelm as I let it hit me, as I let it come into me. I am absolutely sure in this lifetime, you guys, this is the only thing we're missing. There's nothing missing except that we don't know how to do that anymore. We don't know how to open ourselves to the love that is already here. That we don't know how to trust the love that we have and the power of that love that we have for the world. Doesn't mean I'm going to live forever, probably. But it will mean that I live fully and in love. When I came home from the show last night, which was wonderful in every way, this is true. I want to say two things. I cried once on this whole journey over feeling so sick or hurting once. It's innumerable times how many times I've cried from being so overwhelmed by love, by feeling so loved. If I had come home last night, never woke up, nothing else that ever needed to be in my life. There's nothing missing. I'm that connected. So I want Mark to remember, I want everybody to remember that when I go, there's nothing. The thing that makes me cry is enduring the beauty of love, being overwhelmed by that experience, that feeling. So the teaching part, of course, and I hope you're all jumping to the chase, is how how do I know how to open myself? There's nothing missing from this practice that we do on Sunday nights. It's everything. That is it. You don't have to know anything else. I don't have to know anything else. If I do this practice and I learn what that feels like to be here with whatever is happening, to completely open myself to it, everything I need will rush in. It's proving itself. I can say there's nothing special about me. I mean it in many, many ways. I think there's special things about all of you. So you probably think there's special things about me. But it's not like I'm some sort of special person that this cannot happen to everybody. So you are my wonders of wonders to practice with me. Every week, this practice would not exist if you didn't show up to do it with me. I would not be here like this if you did not show up to do it with me. So let's practice together. I want to read something just a little briefly that I've been. This is from Jeff Foster from his book, The Way of Rest, but I kind of rewrote some of it. Read this last part. He says, and I say, life never makes mistakes, even when life seems like a giant mistake. The rain falls, stars explode in silence somewhere out in the vastness of space. And here on this tiny planet that someone called Earth, sometimes we meet. Sometimes we meet and we hold each other. Love is all that matters. I invite you to drop down into your own experience and not withhold anything from yourself, whatever it is you may be feeling now, whatever you want to feel or don't want to feel. See if you can just allow it to be here. As you notice that experience, silently name it to yourself. Even if it's something like my experience right now, my nose is running and I'm blubbering, and I can feel all that and feel it in this moment, along with all this other bliss and wonder. I can feel the basic realness of myself. And then coming home to our bodies, returning to the experience of our physical being. It's so important in this journey to not get wrapped up in villainizing the failures of the body or the diminishment or the ways it doesn't work up to our standards, but to rather always view all the ways it takes care of us, all the ways it holds us. And so we notice our feet and our legs. And for tonight, as we notice each of these parts of ourselves, we'll notice what we can notice there, but let's also bless each part of our body. Noticing and blessing our hips, noticing and blessing our bellies, all those organs in the belly running just as they should. Noticing and blessing our chest, noticing and blessing the beating of our heart, noticing our shoulders, our hands, Noticing our back and our neck. Noticing our head, our face, and then noticing and blessing ourselves as one whole physical being, this wonder of your body that is here now. And then including in your noticing your heart, your emotional center, letting love fully enter that part of you. And through those eyes of love, noticing whatever is true in your heart right now, and allowing every single thing to be welcome. You don't have to have good feelings about any of it. You don't have to be in fear. You can let whatever wants to arise in our hearts to arise. And then to notice the aliveness of ourself. It's not just the physical aliveness. It's not that up and down of the physical fatigue or tiredness. It's this other, deeper, leaping aliveness in your being that will be there always because it's spirit. It's the spirit of you, the spirit of the world in you. Coming always to recall that part of yourself, the spirit, the aliveness. Don't lose track of it. And then feeling the way your whole being, body, heart, spirit, mind, being drawn right now into the earth and held here. Let those words feel heavy and drop into you, held here. See how your being might respond to those words. What I notice is a loosening, relaxing, flowing out of tension, tension I didn't even realize was there. I just noticed as it flowed out. This is where we can feel ourselves giving ourselves over to holding. And this wondrous, crazy thought, maybe we don't have to hold ourselves. Maybe something will catch us. And then we feel it catch us. And then coming back to noticing our breath. spend time enjoying this absolutely natural flow of receiving and letting go. And I'm noticing in my being how there is the part of me that receives and then gives back out again. But again, that's completely natural. I don't have to think about that. Much more important to notice that the natural flow is to receive and let go, and to notice what opens. If anything can go, if anything can let go, something opens. And this is where we have to learn to live. If we want to stay in that natural flow of healing, of returning us always to our natural state of being, which is open, which is love. That is our quote unquote work. It doesn't feel like work to me in this moment. The work is to simply be in love. Life doesn't make mistakes. Whatever we're feeling right now is, it is not a mistake. It simply is. The rain falls. Stars explode in silence somewhere out in the vastness of space. And here, on this tiny planet, someone called Earth, sometimes we meet. Sometimes we meet and we hold each other. Love is all that matters. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Thank you so much for practicing with me and supporting my own practice. Love you so much.